Hey guys, I'm a little nervous about this situation because I put in a lot of money here into this one particular race. I'll tell you how I did it. I'll tell you how I could really use your help, and I'll tell you why it's really why probably the most important race of my lifetime. So it's the Nina Turner rematch in Ohio's 11th district, and it's not because Nina worked at TYT. Others have as well. I've helped other campaigns to the best of my ability, but I put in the max to Nina through her campaign. And that's really important as well. And that's what we've been pushing you guys to do all along. But now here come the bad guys again. So her opponent, Chantel Brown, took money from Republicans last time around, lots of money from Republicans, including Robert Kraft, who is the owner of the New England Patriots and has given over $1 million to Donald Trump. Maxed out to Chantel Brown last time, $5,800. There's been about at least a dozen prominent Republican donors into Chantel's campaign. Why? They want her to do what they want, which is a number of different issues. There's one donor that's a huge oil executive owner, actually, of a company. And she put in a tremendous amount to Chantel. She also cares about the issue of Israel. I don't know if it's because of Israel or because of oil. I know it isn't because of Cleveland, and I know it isn't to support Democratic priorities, let alone progressive priorities. No, it's the exact opposite. But that's not even the primary reason why we have to support Nina in this race. But first, let me tell you where I put it in. I put it in Rebellion PAC. That's the PAC that I founded after my campaign. I'll tell you why in a second. But in order for you guys to help, and it's so critical that you do, it's helptherebellion.com. Helptherebellion.com. After the video is over, we'll put the link down below in the description box too. But it's so easy to spell out, helptherebellion.com. Obviously, Rebellion has two L's. Okay, so the reason I put it in the Rebellion is because we're going to do these ads. We cannot and do not coordinate with Nina's campaign. So honestly, I haven't even seen her ads. I'm trying not to coordinate in any way, shape, or form, right? And I don't really care what ads she's running at this point. I care about what ads we're going to run. And we're going to run some positive ads because Nina Turner has an awesome message. She's the only one fighting for $15 minimum wage, Medicare for all, a Green New Deal, and I can go on, right? Voting rights, etc. She believes in fighting for the Democratic agenda, not just idly sitting by and let Manchin and Sinema and the Republicans destroy it, as Chantel has done. She's done absolutely nothing. Chantel Brown won last time around with all that Republican money. She went to Congress and didn't do a single thing. Didn't do a single thing. But it's not about her, okay? What we need is we need a fighter. We need a leader for progressives in Congress. Right now, the Congressional Progressive Caucus is in disarray. It's in shambles. Chantel Brown is a perfect example. She first joined the New Democrats Caucus as soon as she arrived in Congress. That's the most conservative PAC, the most conservative caucus, I should say, on the Democratic side. Right before the election, she sees Nina Turner's going to enter the race. She joins the Progressive Caucus. She's not remotely progressive, right? And the Progressive Caucus then lets her. Nah, it's just that organization, unfortunately, now is a joke. Half of it is conservative Democrats. They've hijacked the agenda to support the establishment Democrats. That's not what a progressive caucus is about. The reason I tell you that is not just because I'm annoyed at the progressive caucus. Who cares, right, about them? Because they've done nothing to help us. So that's not the point. The point is we need a leader who actually puts together a real caucus of real progressives. I don't care if it's a sixth that, by the way, voted the correct way against decoupling infrastructure and Build Back Better. They were the only ones who were right. They were proven absolutely right. With Nina Turner, it would be 7, not 6. But beyond that, she would lead. She would lead a rebellion. She would say, okay, we've got this 7, and now I'm going to bring in other people and show them that you can have courage, that you can fight back, and you can actually win. You can win if you try. If all you ever do is put these robots like Chantel into Congress, well, they're just going to sit there and do the standard votes. Oh, did we lose again? We lost in Build Back Better. Chantel, what's your plan to fix it? Nothing. Zero. No plan at all. Well, that would be fighting Manchin and Sinema. And Manchin and Sinema are our beloved Democratic colleagues. She just had a conversation with Nina Turner in an editorial board meeting in Cleveland Plain Dealer. And she said, no, the real problem isn't Manchin and Sinema. It's 16 Republicans. What on God's green earth are you talking about? We can get past those Republicans. And by the way, it isn't 16. It's every Republican that's the problem. I know you have a lot of Republican donors, and I know Chantel has a lot of Republican friends, and they're the ones who got her elected. But I got news for you. 16 Republicans isn't the problem. All of the Republicans voted against Build Back Better. All of them voted against, almost all of them, it's more complicated on infrastructure because there was tons of donor money involved there, including Republican money. So she's like, oh, I voted for infrastructure. So did a lot of Republicans. That was a corporate bill. Anyways, on Build Back Better, voting rights, all the things that we care about, $15 minimum wage, Medicare for all of them, the Republicans vote no. Every one of them votes no. Don't tell me about 16 Republicans, okay? And Manchin, but we could have gotten past all of their votes if we just kept Manchin and Sinema. But we couldn't keep them. But Chantel says, don't criticize them. They're fellow Democrats. Let's just surrender. Let's surrender. Okay. Well, Nina's not in the surrender camp business. She's in the fight back and win business. And by the way, here's more great news. That district is not the same district that they had the election about just a year ago. That district has 30% new voters, much more likely to be Nina Turner voters. This is an incredibly winnable election, and we must win it. Look, guys, there's another reason. But again, helptherebellion.com. Helptherebellion.com. And there's only 2 weeks left. That's why we got to go now. That's why I've done something on President. Now about my money, okay? And I'll get to all of it, right? So I maxed out the 2,900 in the primary. And so that was already painful for me. I did it for a couple of others, and that's all I got. And I wish I could help for all the progressives, right? But I didn't. I put in 25,000 into Rebellion PAC as well. Okay. And you have no idea how painful that is. So I didn't even do that in my own campaign. Why didn't I do it in my own campaign? Because I didn't have anything back then. So I know people look up nonsense things about my net worth online. No, in terms of my bank account, my cash, I've historically had almost nothing throughout. It's not a thing to brag about, right? I wish I had more, that I could help more progressives, right? But I put everything I got into TYT. So this 25,000 is not a little thing where, hey, the Rachel Maddows and the Sean Hannity's, whatever, they're making 20, 40 million a year. That ain't us, brother. That ain't us. So that hurts, okay, in terms of my financial status at this point. But I did it because I swear to you that this is the most winnable race and the most important race. And it's you hear the most important race of your lifetime a million times over. The cheesy establishment media use it all the time when it makes no sense at all, okay? Oh, Mitt Romney versus Barack Obama, most important race. Are you crazy? Their policies are nearly identical. No. Whereas here, we're either going to have the message sent out, hey, don't you dare oppose corporate interest, oil interest, and yes, Democratic Majority for Israel put in $2 million. Show me Israel on the map of Cleveland. Israel is an ally, and I'm glad we gave Israel Iron Dome. I can go on and on. Palestinians should also have their own state. Israel should have a perfectly peaceful and happy state, okay? An independent state. But I don't know what that has to do with Cleveland. They didn't give $2 million for her to support Cleveland. It's in the title. They gave $2 million to support Israel. It's an open auction. Robert Kraft is buying Chantel Brown, Democratic Majority for Israel, a dozen other Republicans who have given Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, some of the worst people on earth, oil executives, drug companies. They're all pouring in, and they want to send a message. It doesn't matter, progressives. We're just going to outspend you, and we're just going to buy every election. And if they could do it to Nina Turner twice, they think that that's going to intimidate everyone else. Don't let them do it. And I swear to God, we don't need as much money as they have. If we could just match the money I put in, let alone anything else, okay? And others have come in. Rebellion PAC is now much stronger, okay? So we got this. We got 2 weeks left, but everybody's got to chip in right now. So now either the bad guys win and they celebrate and they send a message to everyone, you better not be progressive. Otherwise, all these bad faith actors are going to come in and crush you. And by the way, the media, other than Cleveland media, as usual, of course, horrific. Are they pointing out it's the Republicans backing Chantel Brown? Look, she says she's for, on her website, says something like she's for something like Green New Deal. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So did she co-sponsor Green New Deal when she went into Congress? Of course not, because she's not in favor of Green New Deal. And then there was other legislation on other climate issues. She didn't sponsor any of them because she doesn't believe in them because she's got oil money. She knows the district's super progressive. Do you know how much that district wants Medicare for all? Has the press clarified? Nina Turner is definitely for Medicare for all. And Chantel Brown isn't going in to fight for Medicare for all. Are you kidding me? She hasn't lifted a finger. And I guarantee you, if there was an actual vote and her vote mattered, she would vote no. I guarantee it. She would vote with her donors, and you know it. She just gave a speech to the Democratic Majority for Israel, thanking them for their support, and her undying love and devotion to Democratic Majority for Israel. Why? Because they gave her $2 million. Look, I don't care what anybody in the press says. That's obvious. It could have been Democratic Majority for Norway. It could have been Democratic Majority for plumbers. But if somebody gives you $2 million, and they put what they want in the title of their organization, that's what they want. That's what they gave you the money for. She's not going to vote for anything the voters want, anything at all. She's only going to vote for those. I'm sick of the corruption and the media going, what corruption? I don't see it. I bet $2 million. These people give that away for fun all the time. Look at how I've admitted to you guys now, this is my third time, how painful it was for me to give that amount of money to this race. For them, it's not painful at all. Like $2 million here, $1 million there, etc., all over the place. Well, they're not doing it for their health. They're not doing it because they care about the country. It's absurd. So we got to defeat the bad guys. But even more importantly, God, we need a fighter so bad in Congress. We need a leader so bad in Congress. And you all know that's Nina. You all know it. I love all you that are giving super chat, etc. Normally I call you out, not this time. Helptherebellion.com. Helptherebellion.com. Look at us. We got all these. Anyway, I don't want to get into the scammers and stuff like that. Look, this is real. We win this race, and it is going to be an earthquake because they think it's over. Oh, yeah, she's the incumbent. Once it's an incumbent, it's so easy. But actually, Cleveland Plain Dealer today endorsed Nina Turner. That's unprecedented. I haven't seen a local newspaper endorse against the Democratic incumbent in 20 years. I might have missed one or two, and maybe some under criminal investigation, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. So they're like, no. Cleveland needs a fighter. By the way, I know for a fact that this district wants Medicare for all overwhelmingly. I know for a fact that they want $15 minimum wage. I know for a fact that they actually want someone who is a fighter. But we've got to get past the press. That's why you need the ads. So, and that's why Rebellion Pack, no holds barred. No holds barred. I don't care who cries about it. We're going to tell people what the reality is, what the corruption is, who's actually fighting for you, who's actually fighting against you. I don't care what party they're in. Okay. So helptherebellion.com. The money you give now, all going to Nina's race. Okay. So let me be super clear about that. And so all of our chips are on the table. And look, this opens you up to 1,000 different things. If Nina loses, you didn't win, etc. I don't care. I'm pushing all in. I need you guys to push all in. If you got $5, brother, that helps so much because it's all of you across the country that make the difference. You don't have to have 5,000, 10,000. You don't need Robert Kraft money. You don't need any of that. Okay. $5 at a time, $10, $27 if you can. It makes a giant, giant difference. And if we win, it's going to be a close race. And will you get to say you made the difference? Hell yes. You will have definitely made the difference. Helptherebellion.com. All right. One last thing for you guys. It's an example, the Iran deal. So Democratic Majority for Israel doesn't want the Iran deal back. Chantel last time ran on, I'm on Team Biden. I'm on Team Pelosi. I'll do whatever Biden says. Oh, Nina Turner, she's independent. She thinks for herself. That's terrible. She did it again in the debate. She's like, oh, can you believe she thinks for herself? Outrageous. No, you should just do whatever the Democratic Party tells you to do. Okay, first of all, I don't agree with that idea at all. But did she even do that? Nope. Right now, Chantel is fighting Biden's proposed Iran deal. So when it came to either supporting the Democratic Party or her donors, who did Chantel Brown decide to pick? She picked her donors, and she betrayed the Biden administration. The one calling card she had was that she was loyal team player. I think it's an absurd concept to begin with, but that was her calling card. I will support Democrats and Biden no matter what. Oh, my donors say no? Yeah, they gave me $2 million and Biden didn't. So screw Biden and the Iran deal. And she now says, no. We need many other things in that deal. There's no way we should do that deal. Funny how that works. The corruption is real. It's actual. So when they gaslight you on mainstream media and go, oh, I don't see the corruption. Yes, you are right. They are lying to you. It's obvious. All those Republican donors, all those oil companies, and the Democratic majority for Israel did not give millions of dollars to Chantel Brown because she was going to vote against them. They gave millions of dollars because she was going to vote with them. Even if it screwed over the Democratic Party, her beloved Biden and Pelosi, being a team player, it doesn't matter. Let's get a progressive fighter in there, and I swear to you that it will make all the difference. HelpTheRebellion.com. I love you guys. Let's go do this together. Let's win together. There's only 2 weeks left. And if you're in Cleveland, if you're in the 11th district, for God's sake, vote. Tell everyone, grab family, friends, everyone, and make sure you're voting for Nina Turner. It's going to be a really close race, and you will make the difference. Let's go do it.